Shabbat Shalom. Is it working? It's working. I think that clock is still slow. We have to fix the clock. That's Donald's specialty. He's good at moving that clock. I don't know how he does it, but he's good at that. Not surprising that the clock is... just Shabbat Shalom, everybody. We need Shabbat right now, don't we? It's a hard week for all kinds of reasons. And and it doesn't make it any easier that the Torah portion is Korach. Because it's all about challenges. And there have been lots of challenges this week. People getting sick and people being shot, and I still don't live in my own house, which feels really insignificant compared to all the other things, to be honest. Puts a lot of things into perspective. But then we get Shabbat, and we get here and we see these faces and these people and opportunity to be together and a reason to get out of the house and to see each other. And it makes me feel good. I hope it makes you feel good. I presume it does, and that's why you're here. And we even got this streaming to work. I have not already moved, but that was very sweet of you to think that. I wish. I really wish. Sorry? Close. I'll explain those details soon. The people who own the house I'm living in do want to move into the house very soon, but it's not yet. And they actually have just been very accommodating because I don't have, last Shabbat, I thought I was going to move in on Sunday, and there was no toilet in the new house, in my house. So it's very hard to be in a house with no toilet. So there is now a toilet. And then most of the rooms had no electricity. And so it's very hard to be in a house where you can't turn on the electricity. Last week there were no appliances. We now have appliances, and most of the appliances are installed. And so I hope that by next week I will start to have people come over and look at it and say, wow. Although by next week I don't think I'll have bathroom sinks yet, but it's okay. It's okay. It's getting there. We're really making it closer and closer. So that is why I need an additional soul on Shabbat, which we're going to get by inhaling a little. We're going to appreciate what Shabbat feels like when you breathe it in, because it feels really good when you breathe in Shabbat. So take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. It's a sunny night. I don't know how that happened. Remember the rain this week? Kind of scary, some of these rains these days. So take another deep breath. Let it out slowly. We have a tradition in the summer that we don't necessarily appoint people to do the blessings for the wine and the candles ahead of times, but I'm hoping that Helene and Bill won't mind if I pick on them today, because to my knowledge, they are the only ones in this room that just became grandparents again, so we're going to mazel tov them. We were talking about how high the number 8 is in grandchildren world, and that's amazing. So we're turning to page 65. We're going to do service 2, and with your indulgence, I would like to honor Helene and Bill to come up, Nani and Pop-Pop, and I would like to invite them to come. As you know, our tradition is if you are comfortable standing and sitting, please rise. Page 65. And we need to figure this out. Rise for 65. Wow. And burn the house down. See? That's why they're just installing smoke detectors in my house right now. Because, thank you, excuse me, 65.
As these candles give light to all who behold them, so may we give light to all who behold us, as their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light. So may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Amen.
We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe. You hallow us with your mitzvot and command us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
Amen.
Let there be joy.
Let
Let there be light.
Let there be peace.
Let there be Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. And then you keep your eyes closed for a second, and then you open your eyes and you see those candles, and you realize that maybe we too can be among those who are the light in the world. We turn to pages 167 and 166 for the sanctification of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine.
Amen.
We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe. You call us to holiness with the mitzvah of Shabbat, the sign of your love, a reminder of your creative work, and of our liberation from Egyptian bondage, our day of days. On Shabbat especially, we hearken to your call to serve you as a holy people. We praise you, O God, for the holiness of Shabbat.
L'chaim. Drink it. It's delightful stuff. He only drinks the hard stuff. You are welcome to be seated. Say Shabbat Shalom to somebody you came in with. Shabbat Shalom to somebody that you didn't come in with. Shabbat Shalom. Mazel tov. Mazel tov, Papa. We turn back and we welcome the Sabbath bride on page 66. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ותפארת לתהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכוון אליך, כי מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך ומאורי. אורי, אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה. תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. Sabbath bride. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. I love when you come to a wedding and people really come in when you do the processional. This is awesome. We continue on page 67. O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, and of the impulse within us for justice and mercy. We pray that this hour of worship may be one of vision and inspiration. Help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in search and in need, all who bring to this place the offering of their hearts. May our worship here lead us to fulfill our words and intentions with acts of kindness, peace, and love. Amen. We pointed out before that peace in Hebrew is shalom. And in Hebrew, shalom, peace, is not about the absence of war, although that would be a wonderful thing. But peace is about feeling complete, feeling whole as you are. We have come together to strengthen our bonds with our people Israel. Like Jews of generations past, we celebrate the grandeur of creation. Like Jews of every age, we echo our people's ancient call for justice.
Our celebration is a sharing of memory and hope.
We are Jews, but each of us is unique. We stand apart and alone, with differing feelings and insights, and yet we're not entirely alone and separate, for we are children of one people and one heritage.
Our celebration unites many separate selves into a single chorus.
And we are one in search of life's meaning. All of us know despair and exaltation. All bear burdens. All have moments of weakness and times of strength. All sing songs of sorrow and love.
May our celebration bring us strength along the way.
In this circle of hope, in the presence of the sacred, may the heart come to know itself and its best, finding a fresh impulse to love the good.
May our celebration lead us to work for the good, and may this Shabbat give strength to us and to our people Israel.
It is a wonderful thing when we are here together. It is a pleasant thing. טוב ומנעים, שבט אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבט אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבט אחים גם יחד. שבט אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבט אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבט אחים גם יחד. Many are the generations of Israel, and in every age we have sought the living God through Sabbath rest and worship. This time and place hold the power to increase our joy in the eternal. O God, even as we seek you in the sanctuary, help us to know that your glory fills all space. Make us understand that you are with us at all times, if we but open our minds to you.
We feel the presence of your Spirit in our homes and on our ways. We see the beauty of your creation in mountain, sea, and sky, and in the human form. We hear you in the silence of our own hearts, speaking the truths the heart knows.
May we be your witness to the world, your messenger to all the earth.
May we show forth your image within us, the divine spark that makes us human.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה,
אמן.
בעלמא דברה חירותה וימליך מלכותה, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמרה במברך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה. יתברך, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעלמין כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. ברכו את אדוני המבורך, ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. As day departs, as the dark of night descends, we lift our eyes to the heavens. In awe and wonder, our hearts cry out.
Eternal God, how majestic is your name in all the earth.
A vast universe, who can know it? What mind can fathom it? We look out to the endless suns and ask, what are we? What are our dreams and our hopes? What are we that you are mindful of us? What are we that you should care for us?
And yet within us abides a measure of your spirit.
You are remote, but oh how near, ordering the stars in the vast solitudes of the dark, yet whispering in our minds that you are closer than the air we breathe. For you have made us little less than divine, and crowned us with glory and honor. With love and awe we turn to you, and in the dark of the evening we seek the light of your presence. One and only God, you have made each of us unique, and formed us to be united in one family of life. Be with us, Eternal One, as we seek to unite our lives with your power and your love.
We proclaim now your oneness and our own hope for unity. We acclaim your creative power in the universe and in ourselves, the law that binds world to world and heart to heart.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. You shall love your eternal God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your being. Set these words which I command you this day upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way. When you lie down and when you rise up, bind them as a sign upon your hand. Let them be symbols before your eyes. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Be mindful of all my mitzvot and do them. So shall you consecrate yourselves to your God. I am your God.
Eternal God,
who led you out of Egypt to be your God. I am your eternal God. From Egypt, the house of bondage, we were delivered. I'm skipping stuff, sorry. I guess I have to do the part about... I don't want to do this part. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness, a world waiting still to be redeemed, give us, O source of good, the courage to say, there is one God in heaven and earth.
The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and your love.
From Egypt, the house of bondage, we were delivered. At Sinai, amid peals of thunder, we bound ourselves to your purpose. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, we survived oppression and exile, time and again overcoming the forces that would have destroyed us.
Our failings are many, our faults are great, yet it has been our glory to bear witness to our God and to keep alive in dark ages the vision of a world redeemed.
May this vision never fade. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we sing with one accord, as Moses, Miriam, and Israel sang at the shores of the sea. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef ele, nora tehilot osef ele, malechutecha ra'u v'necha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe tzelianu ve'ameru Adonai imloch Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. V'ne'emar, and it has been said, the Eternal One delivered Jacob and redeemed us from the hand of one stronger than ourselves. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. We praise you, O God. You do redeem Israel. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Eternal God, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up to find our hearts waiting to do your will.
We praise you, guardian of Israel, whose love gives light to all the world.
O God of Israel, may our worship on this day help us to grow in loyalty to our covenant with you and to the way of life it demands, the way of gentleness and justice, the path of truth and of peace. Vishameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. Praying, invites God to let the divine presence suffuse our spirits, to let the divine will prevail in our lives. Prayer cannot bring water to parched fields or make those rivers recede, nor mend a broken bridge, nor rebuild a ruined city. But prayer can water an arid soul, mend a broken heart, and rebuild a weakened will. Please rise for the tefillah, which begins on page 76. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, ve'Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, Ve'konei Hakol, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואמהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. Source of all being, we turn to you as did our people in ancient days. They beheld you in the heavens, they felt you in their hearts, they sought you in their lives. Now their quest is ours. Help us, O God, to celebrate the wonder of being. Give us the courage to search for truth. Teach us the path to a better life. So shall we, by our lives and our labors, bring nearer to realization the great hope inherited from ages past, for a world transformed by liberty, by justice, and by peace. Your might, O God, is everlasting.
Help us to use our strength for good.
You are the source of life and blessing.
Help us to choose life for ourselves and our children.
You are the support of the falling.
Help us to lift up the fallen.
You are the author of freedom.
Help us to free the captive.
You are our hope in death as in life.
Help us to keep faith with those who sleep in the dust.
Your might, O God, is everlasting.
Help us to use our strength for good.
You are Kadosh, holy. Your name is Kadosh, holy. And those who strive to be Kedoshim, holy, declare your glory day by day. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. We praise you, Eternal One, the Holy God. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת קוראי עונג שבת מקדשי שביעי שבת כולם ישמעו ויתענגו מטובך שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת והשביעי רצית בו וקידשתו שבת חמדת ימים אותו קראת שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת זכר למעשה וראשית שבת זכר למעשה
Nase Bereshit Shabbat. Yismechu b'malechutecha shomerei, shomerei, shomerei Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat.
God of Israel, may our worship on this Sabbath bring us near to all that is high and holy. May it bind the generations in bonds of love and sharing, and unite us with our people in common hope and faith. And through Sabbath rest and worship, may we learn to find fulfillment and joy in the vision of peace for all the world. You are with us in our prayer, in our love and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, and when anxiety makes us tremble, and pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Eternal source of good, we give thanks for the numberless gifts and blessings that fill our days, for life itself and its endless variety, for all that sustains body and mind, for love and friendship, for the delights of the senses, and for the excellence of your Torah, which deepens our life and enriches our days. Teach us, God of wonders, to work for a just and compassionate society, where all may share your gifts in the joy of freedom. A song of peace.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'necha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim
Take a moment for the prayers that are in our hearts. We pray silently. May the words of my mouth meditations of my heart
Lefanecha
be acceptable to you.
Lefanecha
Be acceptable to you.
Adonai Tzuri
God, my rock,
Tzuri vegoli
my rock and my redeemer.
Adonai Tzuri
God, my rock
vegoli
and redeemer. Amen. Thank you, Virginia. Your music is beautiful. Adds to our worship. At this point in our service, our prayers and our hearts turn to those who are ill or recuperating as we turn to the inside back cover. Included in our prayers today are Carl Bagey, Carrie Bollinger, Randy Collier, Val Gold, Susan Israel, Sister Mary Joan, Jim Marler, Betty Ann Manheim, Amy Morris, Anthony Myers, Jada Wynn, Artis Robison, Justin Rudkowski, Ruth K. Slutsky, Dr. Sidney S. Slutsky, Joanne Smith, Mike Somer, Morris Somer, Stephen Zelanka. If you have other names that you would like us to add to our list, I invite you to call them out.
Sister Mary Charles.
For all these names, for the names we choose to hold in our hearts and not say out loud, we pray together. Oh God, in our hearts we name those who are facing illness and pain. We join our prayers with the prayers of all who love them. Give them renewed comfort and courage. Strengthen in them the healing powers you have placed within us all. Guide the hands and hearts of those who are entrusted with their care. May the knowledge of your love and ours give added hope to them and to their dear ones. May they find even greater strength because our prayers are linked to theirs. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei HaCholim. We praise you, eternal God, the source of healing and health. We add, Mishaberach Abotenu v'imotenu. May the one who blessed and protected our ancestors guard all those whom we've entrusted with the responsibility of defending our freedom and protecting us in this country, in the land of Israel, and everywhere they've been called to serve. May they return home safely, and let us say,
Amen.
I'm going to ask you a question somebody asked me not very, very long ago. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? When you look in the mirror, what do you see? You do see yourself. Do you like what you see when you see yourself? No? Why? What is it you don't like about yourself when you see yourself? Ah, too cute, huh? When I answered the question that day, I'm not sure what this person was asking exactly, but I remember that the thing that popped into my head to answer was, I realized that what I see is my eyes. I realized that I see my eyes. I look in the mirror and I see my eyes. And I don't think my eyes have changed much for as long as I've known me. I don't feel like I've changed all that much. If I look at the mirror and I look at other parts, it's not even me that I see anymore in the mirror. But I look at my eyes and I feel like I'm still me. And there's something about that thing that I see when I look at myself in the mirror. The part that is still me, that's the part that I think that we talk about every morning when we talk about, in a traditional service, a traditional Jewish experience is supposed to wake up in the morning and not only do you thank God for returning your soul to you, to have another day, but you thank God for all kinds of things. Come on Saturday morning and you'll see what I mean. We do it every Shabbat morning. We do it on Sundays when the kids are here. But one of the things you do in a traditional world is you thank God for creating you B'Tselem Elohim, in the image of God. And you know, I love starting my day thinking that I'm created in the image of God. It feels good, but it also reminds me that I'm not the only one, that every person that I come in contact with is also B'Tselem Elohim. Some of the things that happened this week makes me think that not everybody sees that when they look in the mirror. They don't see an image of God in the mirror, and they don't see an image of God when they're looking out, because I don't see how the things that can happen if what you're looking at are people with the image of God staring you in the face, those eyes, the eyes that have that spark of God, that God breathed into you in that moment. We had rockets coming at us again in Israel this week. Again. It wasn't many, but more than none is too many. We had someone, this one gets to me, as you can imagine. My favorite part of the week is Torah study Saturday morning. Saturday morning we have about a dozen people come and sit around the table of all different shapes and sizes and flavors and colors, and we have Jews and non-Jews and everybody, and we're all coming together, and we're trying to figure out what God is talking about. Even when we don't agree, we're okay with that. We're trying to add to what each other knows and what we think, and it's fine. And what would happen if somebody came in? And we had an experience like what happened in Charleston this week. I don't know how many of you remember the guy who used to come here every once in a while, and he wasn't a very stable guy. He was a young guy, and he would come, and he'd come to Torah study. And there was one day that almost word for word, what happened in Charleston happened to us, except in the end, instead of coming back with a gun, he left, he sat there, he studied with us, he stormed out saying, oh yeah, I don't even remember, something about, oh yeah, what about heaven and hell, or something like that. And he stormed out. And it wasn't even contradicting anything we said. And he came back. And it wasn't with a gun. He came back with this coffee can filled with coins and nail clippers, and it was just a strange collection of stuff. And he put it on the table, and he interrupted everything, and he banged it down. He says, here, you take this, because I don't need this anymore. And he stormed out again. It was scary, because he wasn't a very stable guy. But that's not the point. The point is, it's just about what we do all the time. That there was a Wednesday night study session in the oldest black church in the South. There were 4 ministers, Sunday school teachers, ranging from 87 to, these are the names, because we need to remember, because God forbid it could have been us. Some crazy person walks in and shoots us. And I would like to think people would remember our names. So these are the people. Reverend Clementa Pinckney, who was the youngest person. He was only 41 when he died. And he was the youngest person to have been elected to the youngest black to ever be elected to the South Carolina House of Representatives and became a senator there. He was an active guy doing a lot of wonderful things. Reverend Daniel Simmons Sr. was 74. Cynthia Hurd was the matriarch of her family. She was a librarian. They're about to name the library branch where she was forever. She was the staple there. They're about to change the name of the library to the Hurd Library. We lost Sharonda Singleton. We lost Myra Thompson, 59. We lost Tywanza Sanders, who was a young man. He was 26. We lost Reverend DePayne Middleton. We lost Susie Jackson. She was 87. She was the oldest one of the people who were just come to study, for Torah study. And 70-year-old Ethel Lance. 9 people who were just studying Bible. My world breaks every time something like this happens. I don't know what to do. I feel hopeless. And then I come here and I see something really important. It reminds me of the story in the Torah, and there's a midrash that says that God said he was ready to give us the laws, was ready to be in covenant with us. And the angel said, seriously? Look at these people you're ready to give this Torah to. All this important stuff, you're going to give it to these people? These people have been complaining since they left Egypt. Are these the people you want to give it to? And God said, well, And God went to the people and said, I am ready to give you the most awesome gift that I have ever given the world. What are you going to do to show me that you're going to take care of it, that you're going to protect it, that you're going to keep it? And they said, well, ever since Abraham, we've been taught about how important our connection is with you. We're going to promise on our ancestors that we will keep this present you're giving us. And God said, I had a relationship with those people, and I liked having a relationship with them, but they're not the same as you. And eventually, what God finally was going to be convinced about, what finally convinced God, is our children. When I see kids here, when I see little bottle-fed kids here singing my songs, when I see little kids, when I see I was at Jacob's camp this week, and I see a whole crowd of rowdy kids singing Birkat Hamazon, the blessing after the meal, and singing about wonderful things, and enthusiastic about being Jewish, about doing good things, about mitzvah. That's our promise. That's our hope. That's what we've got. We've got to make sure that we are responsible for making the world that they should be inheriting, and that we become the blessing that they remember when they are old enough to be taking responsibility for this world. Gives me hope. Dr. Donald, would you give us hope that we're going to be doing something this week? Let's see, I got something here for you. I do. I have that. It's shorter this week. Oh, thank you. You gotta pop the back.
Shabbat shalom, y'all. Did y'all miss me last week?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you gone this week?
Yeah, I was gone. I want to wish all the fathers happy Father's Day. This is this Sunday, as you know. I was fortunate enough to get to spend last weekend with my kids in New York City. Ben, as you know, was in town, in the country from Hong Kong for a meeting, and so we met him in New York, and his brother, Alan and Val, as we know him, call him Valen, got to meet us also. And I want to thank Sydney for making a recommendation to choose Uber. I don't know if any of you have ridden with the Uber guy if you're in a big city, but we got off the plane and we were warned that call them as soon as, don't call them till you're ready. So we get off the plane and we immediately get our luggage and walk out and call Uber, and they're there to pick us up immediately. The guy that was there, he said, I'm first in line, come on, I'll take you. And it was the guy was a nice gentleman who had a big Lincoln Town Car that took us into the city. And I said, what do you do in the real world? And he said, well, really, I'm a limousine driver. And he says, well, I've driven a taxi, but now I do limousines. So usually I take people out to the Hamptons. And he said, but on Friday night and Saturday, those Jews don't travel too much. So we were pretty lucky. We got a nice drive by the Uber driver. And then we got to see two plays. And just to highlight, both of them had a Jewish theme. And if you've not seen them, or if you get a chance to see them, I'd recommend you see. The first one was It Could Have Been You or Should Have Been You. And it's about a Jewish wedding. And there are a lot of plots and twists that you're not going to expect, at least I didn't. But it was very joyful, and it was a lot of fun. And in the end, everybody got married. And I mean everybody. There was a lot of weddings ceremonies at the end. But that was kind of fun. And then we also got to see a movie called Fish in the Dark. And it doesn't sound exciting, but it's a Larry David film that was Jason Alexander was starring in. And just to give you a little heads up on that, there's a dying Jewish father who is on his deathbed, and he's got two sons, and he calls them to come to the bed, and he said, boys, he said, when I die, your mother's getting old, and I don't want her to live alone. I'd like her to stay with one of you. And then he promptly dies. And both boys immediately looked at each other and said, he was talking to you. So, and it goes downhill from there. So, yeah, I recommend both of those. So anyway, tonight, a Coen Brothers movie, A Serious Man. It'll be tonight. We serve pizza, popcorn, no fee. Please stay if you'd like. We'll take donations to help cover the cost. And we do have a bunch of films this summer. Please let the office know if you're planning to come. Next week movie will be This is Sodom, and it's a Hebrew movie with English subtitles. Once again, the rabbi is busy. She's teaching adult education classes this summer, a beginning Hebrew class at 5:30 p.m. and a basic Judaism class at 6:30 p.m. And that's going to be on Wednesday nights. Yeah, so the class topics will change each week, and so this week they're talking about the world to come. So we're streaming some of the classes. Hope you can continue to stream them, and you'll get to watch them if you'd like. Donations were made to B'nai Zion for the pulpit flowers in memory of Daniel Sinclair Bugg by Lena Howard, in loving memory of Janice Kahn by the Kahn family, in memory of Gertrude Goldman by Leonard Goldman, in memory of Herbert Joyner by Ellen Ray Joyner, in loving memory of Stephen Harris Slutsky by Deb Collier. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody staying for the movie tonight? Okay, yay. More pizza for me. No, I'm just kidding. Tomorrow I'm going to do a commercial. Tomorrow morning we do have Torah study. And tomorrow's Torah study is about what happens when you challenge your leaders. It's going to be fun. It's Korach. I was supposed to talk about that today. I had a whole sermon about that tonight. And in the end, what popped out, popped out. So maybe I'll save my sermon for the morning. I'm going to ask all of you of the under 13 persuasion to come up and help me open up the ark, please, so that we can say the Aleinu. Anyone who wants to come up who's under 13, come on up. Everybody else is turned into page 148. We rise for the Aleinu, page 148. And the ark is open. Please rise. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Aleinu לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. When the ark is closed, you may be seated. Thank you, and thank you. We continue on page 150. The day will come when all shall turn with trust to you, O God, hearkening to your voice, bearing witness to your truth. Please pray with me. We pray with all our hearts, let violence be gone. Let the day come soon when evil shall give way to goodness, when war shall be forgotten, and all at last shall live in freedom. O source of life, may we, created in your image, embrace one another in friendship and in joy. Then shall we be one family, and then shall your sovereignty be established on earth, and the word of your prophet fulfilled. The eternal God will reign forever and ever. On that day, O God, you shall be one, and your name shall be one. Bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo, u'shemo, u'shemo echad. This week in Kuwait, we lost Private First Class Montirius T. Daniel, who was serving in the Army and was 19 years old, from Georgia. He is survived by his grandmother, Carolyn Daniel. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, let us meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. We continue on page 153. In nature's ebb and flow, your eternal law abides. As you are our support in the struggles of life, so also are you our hope in death. In your care, O God, are the souls of all the loving and the spirits of all flesh. Your power gives us strength. Your love comforts us. O life of our life, soul of our soul, cause your light to shine into our hearts. Fill us with trust in you and turn us again to the tasks of life. And may the memory of our loved ones inspire us to continue their work for the coming of your sovereign rule. However brief may be our time on earth, O God, you endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. We now recall the loved ones whom death has taken from us this past month. We remember Bill Otto, Stephen Harris Slutsky, and Babette Kamens. And as we remember those who died at this season in years past, we take them into our hearts with our own. Those for whom we're observing Yortzites this week include Helen Atlas, Louis Bloch Sr., Sadie Blumberg, Jacob M. Bodenheimer, Daniel Sinclair Bugg, Leonard Burakoff, Janice Kahn, Henry Clark, Dora W. Fain, Gregory Glover, Matthew Gold, Gertrude Goldman, Ansel Harris, Marcia Heyman, Lee Hertzberg Jr., Ruth Vedlitz Krause, Thomas Langford, Milton Levine, Yetta Lieber Marcus, Jean Muslow, Maurice Scheinberg, and Donald Paul Weiss. In this moment of memory, our griefs and sympathies are mingled. Loving God, we rise as together we praise your name. The Mourner's Kaddish is found on page 154. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divra chirutev yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yeheh shemei rabbah mevarach le'alam u'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmei d'kudsha b'richu. La'elam min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechemata. Da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yeheh shalama rabba min shemaya. V'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. Amen. Please be seated. I am going to request that, I don't remember who I did last week. Who got to do that motzi last week? Henry? Did we do Lionel last week? I don't know if it was last week. Henry gets to do it this week. It was his birthday since we saw him last. So ready? Say the blessing. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz te'avon. All right, I get to keep the board and you get to keep the bread. Tear it up, all of it. He could share it if he wants, but he's the birthday boy. I'm going to let him have it. I'm going to let him have it. Please rise for the closing benediction. Thank you for being here. Celebrating Shabbat with you restores hope for me in the world. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you. May God protect you. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May the light of God's face shine upon you, be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's face always be lifted up to you. May God grant us all peace. Shabbat shalom. Adon olam asher malach b'terem kol yitzir nivra le'et nasa v'chefzo kol hazai melech shemo nikra ve'acharei kichlot hakol levado himloch no